Hey everybody. So for today's movie review, I'm going to talk about the film The Silver Linings Playbook. It is a new film by David O. Russell. He directed the film The Fighter, which was nominated for Best Picture back in 2010. It did not win that award, but Melissa Leo won Best Actress for that year, I believe, or Best Supporting Actress, or whatever she won. He's finally released his new movie. It was called The Silver Linings Playbook, like I said. Um, and I'm going to move over here a little bit. And in this film, guys, it's a kind of a study of mental illness in some ways, and it's also kind of a traditional romance story and with a unique twist added onto it, like a new unique twist. So a basic synopsis of the film: Bradley Cooper just got out of a psychiatric ward. He has a severe mental illness that's similar to bipolar disorder. I think he even has a certain form of bipolar disorder. And so he has to take pills. He always has to go to therapy sessions. He managed to get out, like I said. There's a little smudge here on my computer. But he has to go to these therapy sessions, and he gets to live at home though, and he gets to read these books that he likes to read. He's married, but the marriage isn't going very well, and they get into more detail in the film as to why this marriage isn't going very well, and why he ended up in the psychiatric ward, and why not a lot of people want to be around him, and everything like that. Um, but eventually, in this movie, he meets up with a friend of his, and he's having this dinner get together one night that Bradley Cooper's invited to, and he gets to meet the sister of this guy's wife, and her name is Tiffany, played by Jennifer Lawrence. And at first, they kind of view each other as awkward and weird, and the reason why he wanted Bradley Cooper to meet this Tiffany girl is because she's also suffering from a form of mental illness, and him and his wife think they would get together very well, understand kind of what they're going through. And she's having, she was once married and is having problems with. Well, they get into more detail with her also in the film, but she also had problems with the marriage that she was once in, and so basically they have a lot in common, and there's several people in this community that really want them to get together. um, and Tiffany's kind of helping him, this Bradley Cooper guy, out, and she kind of understand what he's going through, like I said. um, and so after a while, after the two start getting closer with each other, and because Bradley Cooper he can't go to certain places, he can't go to certain schools, can't go to certain like school grounds and things like that because of the mental illness and because of the events that happen with him, discussed in the film but not really shown. Um, he he can't send letters to the wife. He can't talk to her, be in certain range of certain people. But this Tiffany girl can give this letter to his wife, kind of secretly underground, kind of nobody can know about it, and only I can give it to her, and that kind of thing. But in return, he has to do this dance competition with her as her partner. And this is all shown in the trailer. This isn't really spoiling anything. Um, so basically, she'll give the wife the letter that Bradley Cooper wrote to her, kind of saying his thoughts and his apology about why he was in the psychiatric ward and how his life is changing and how he wants the two to get back together. But like I said, in return, he has to do this dance competition with Jennifer Lawrence as her partner, and he has to stick to the promise, otherwise Tiffany won't go through with the letter thing. So basically, they're helping each other out with each other's lives, and as the story progresses, the closer these two people kind of are on and off with if they like each other, they hate each other, they like each other, they hate each other, kind of this on and off, all over the place relationship with each other. But in the end, they do eventually fall in love like one would expect. Um, so Silver Linings, you guys, I think it's a very unique romance film. Like I said, it's just a very unique new twist on the romance story that we're kind of familiar with. So in some ways, it feels original because it's so unique from what we're used to seeing. As far as the positives and negatives go, this film, Jennifer Lawrence was great in this. I can easily see her get an Oscar nomination for this film. She did a terrific job. I would even go so far as to say is the film gets better as soon as her character gets involved with the storyline. Just a terrific job. I would even go so far as to say is I think her role in this was even better than her role in Katniss Everdeen or her role in Winter's Bone and all the other stuff that she's gotten recognition for throughout the years. Um, Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence's mental illness made the film more interesting. It kind of had a gave the film a kind of a bipolar effect, and to me that felt appropriate because of the fact that this film also, like I said, is kind of a study of mental illness. It kind of suits the theme and the mood and the main characters in the film. It kind of reflects on that. Very interesting take on the storyline. It just these two together work perfectly. I personally think Bradley Cooper works better with these celebrities like Jennifer Lawrence and Robert De Niro and Chris Tucker and all the other celebrities involved with this film. Julia Stiles is in this film also as Tiffany's sister and the wife of the friend that introduced Bradley Cooper to Tiffany. It was well written. It was overall well acted. I'm going to get to Bradley Cooper here in a few minutes, though. It was just very well written. I just loved the way that, like I said, when I get to the negatives, there's a certain specs in the script that I don't like, but overall it was well written and overall it was well acted. Just in that department, this film was very good. Um, I liked how Chris Tucker's career got resurrected through this film. I think we're going to see him in more films now because of Silver Linings Playbook. I know he's well known for the Rush Hour films, but seeing him in this, seeing him take on a role that's somewhat familiar to what we're seeing him in, like the goofy kind of the side character, the goofy side character. But it's a different kind of goofy side character in this film. He's goofy because of he also suffers from a mental illness. Um, I just think I'm glad this guy, in real life got over his drug problems and now is back into acting again. Because a lot of people were asking not too long ago, where did Chris Tucker go? Is he going to act again? Is there going to be Rush Hour 4? Is Rush Hour going to be his only career at this point? But no, I think after seeing this film, it's quite clear that this whatever rehab he went through in real life helped him out, and now hopefully he'll be back on track with whatever films he takes on after this one. The dance scenes with Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence in here are really incredible. I can definitely tell that the two of them really practice a lot off the set going into the set of this film. Really incredible dance scenes. Even when you see like these professional dances at this competition and then they go on stage for their dance, just still really incredible. I really just really entertaining. Is just everything you want in this film experience that you would expect in a good dance competition in a film was in there. There was positives, there was negatives. There was a good experience, bad experience. On and off thing for the two of them. Uh, what you would really want to see in a dance scene competition thing in a movie. Um, Jennifer Lawrence making Bradley Cooper's life better, I felt was excellent in this film. She really wanted to help him out, and I just every scene in this film where she's trying to help him out, trying to understand kind of how he thinks and everything. All those scenes were incredible. I love the diner scene that was briefly shown in the trailer. Just when he gets in trouble with the police and she's in the presence of the situation, she helps out. Even though she kind of suffers from her own mental illness at times, and there's a lot of scenes where she almost becomes worse than Bradley Cooper when it comes to go completely off the wall, bipolar and everything. But still, I just love the scenes where she's really trying to help him out, trying to explain to him why she does things the way she does. Really, like I said, her performance in this was so good. I really hope she gets nominated, and I even hope she wins the award just because her performance in this was just that good. As far as the negatives go, you guys, I think they could have casted someone better than Bradley Cooper. Even though I did mention this film was well acted, um, there's just something about Bradley Cooper I never quite got into. And even though this is one of his better films, even watching this and leaving the theater, I'm like, you know what? They could have casted someone better. There's just something about Bradley Cooper I think that's not quite clicking with me yet. But if I did have to stay one of his better films, this is easily his best that he's ever signed on to. But still, I think there's something about that actor that he needs to change if he wants me to like him as an actor more. There's scenes in here where they really want to represent kind of the severeness of Bradley Cooper's mental illness, and they do this occasionally with Jennifer Lawrence also. Specifically the ones with Bradley Cooper. There's some scenes that really get extreme in this film, and I know they're trying to represent the severity, but it really kind of breaks the flow and the beauty of the film when these scenes go way too far with what they're trying to tell you. There's specifically a scene where I won't get into too much detail, but Robert De Niro as the father and Bradley Cooper hurt each other, and it's just really, really hard to see. It's just really, really unentertaining, and I really wish they pursued some of those scenes differently. Um, Scenes in here that I really did not like, and I know there's a lot of football people out here, but I hated the scenes with Robert De Niro's football bets with his friend. Really, really awful. I did not like those how those scenes turned out. I really wish they rewrote them or did something completely different. And I know his character was big into football, and I know he had obsessive compulsive disorder for those who've seen the film. Um, but I think they could have done way, way much better job. It just definitely kind of it's well. This is the film, and I'll get into it in a second here. There's scenes in here that feel like an 8.5, even though I do give it a 9 out of 10. But they kind of lead into an 8.5, and then something happens that's good again, bringing it back to a 9. But the scenes, like I said, I hated the football bet scenes. They were just terrible. There was one part of it that I didn't mind, and that was when Jennifer Lawrence was trying to prove her point with the De Niro character. But like when it's just him and the friend, is like, oh come on, move on to the storyline, move back in there. I want to hear the interesting parts again. Um, there's scenes in here where I personally didn't mind them, but I think outside viewers, like third party audiences, aren't going to like, and that's intentionally bad camera work. And they do this on scenes where Bradley Cooper's having a flashback as to a memory he once had, and those who've seen the film are probably going to remember what I'm talking about. But they're intentionally shot badly just to kind of represent that Bradley Cooper was kind of all over the place when some of these events happened. Like I said, it's an acquired taste. I get why they did it. I don't think other people are going to. They're either going to think it's lazy or they don't know why they did it. I got why they did it, but like I said, there's not a lot of people who I think are going to get that. Um, so just be aware of that. But overall, guys, I give this film a 9 out of 10. It's very well done. There's a few things in here that I didn't like, but they weren't bad enough to bring it down from a 9. But I do give this film a 9 out of 10 just because I loved it so much, and I think everybody who sees this film is going to like it, and I can see why the Oscars are giving this film a lot of buzz. So make sure you check out Silver Linings Playbook. It's quite a treat.